Welcome to Across the Table, the podcast of Hannibal the Magician. Welcome back. Welcome back, friends. This is Across the Table. I am Hannibal, and here I talk about stories and presence and the magic of connecting with people. I've been doing this particular style of storytelling for a little over 30 years now, tying in magic tricks and sleight of hand. Use that as a catalyst for telling stories, as well as promoting companies from the stage and delivering keynotes. And if there's somebody to be talked to, I have done that. So today's episode, after much thought, is going to be the audience in front of you. And I really want you to hear that title, not just as a performer or a speaker, but as a human being. Because we all have audiences. And sometimes it's 100 people in a theater, sometimes it's thousands of people in a stadium, sometimes it's coworkers in a meeting, and sometimes, most of the time, it's one person sitting across the table waiting to be heard. So who is your audience? When I was younger, I thought that audience meant a faceless crowd. You step on the stage, the lights are in your eyes, and out in there in the dark, out there beyond where you can see, is them. But here's the thing. Us and them, it doesn't really fit. Not with an intimate, vulnerable, genuine kind of a communication. There's really only you and the audience in front of you. It is us. Without an audience, as a performing artist, as a social conjurer, doing it by yourself is performing to the mirror, performing to the empty house. There's no real connection, and without you, the audience is just a group of people staring at a blank canvas. It works only when we work together. So whether it's like 50 strangers or your best friend sitting at a lunch, your main responsibility is the same: to see them. They came to be seen. They came to see you naturally, but to really connect, you have to see them. You recognize they're giving you their time, their attention, your curiosity, and that is a massive gift in a world that is screaming and pulling and gesticulating for any kind of attention, even good or bad. Having the ability to have yourself be heard is a never a small gift. And I learned most of what I learned, both technically as far as doing magic tricks goes and connecting with an audience, in performing on the street. In Charlotte, North Carolina, for well over a decade, I stood on the sidewalk with a little table, and I did card tricks, and I did cup tricks, and I told jokes, and getting someone to stop and pay attention. I learned an awful lot about how to be seen. I had no microphone. I had no special lights. All that was there was me standing out there raw. And every night, night after night, I had at least one person say, well, that felt real. Because I wasn't performing at them. Cause a spectacle, get someone to stop, show them something interesting, and then draw them into your story. I was being with them rather than projecting at them. Presence is not about the perfection. Presence is about attention. Not only the attention the audience gives you, but the attention you give to them, to say, I see you, I hear you, and here I am right here in front of you. Some of the most important audiences in my life were never in theaters. They were at hospital bedsides, saying goodbye to my mother, sitting at a kitchen table, explaining to my children what had happened with their grandmother. Coffee shops at midnight where I spoke and I listened, and a good friend or I poured out our hearts to each other, to live, to connect. You don't need tricks or cleverness. In the bottom line, in the foundation of what we do, you need honesty. You need your story, and you need the courage to tell that story and tell it as a human. So what does it mean for you if you're about to step on stage or walk into a meeting? These things, these three basic concepts, look at them. Really look, not just over their heads, not just scanning face to face. Take moments, see their individual faces, see their body language. It's where the story begins. Listen in the silence. Silence isn't a void, it's an invitation. Don't rush to fill the quiet moments. Let it breathe. That's where connection begins, and that's where it lands. Have respect for the gift of their attention. Every audience is giving you something priceless, their time, their focus. Treat it with care and don't waste it. And I guess I'll leave you with this. I cannot tell you the number of times when people have come up after a performance or after a speech and told me I felt like you were talking just to me. And of course I wasn't. I was talking to everyone, but I was with them. I was with them in their space, because the audience in front of you isn't a crowd, it's a collection of single individual people, every one of them hoping to be noticed, hoping to be seen, hoping to get some of the attention, hoping to have the questions they have answered. And if you can see them, they will remember you long after the lights come up and all the tables are cleared. Hey, thanks for sitting here with me, sitting across my table. If this episode spoke to you, maybe share it with someone that might need a reminder. Magic isn't in the tricks, it's in the presence. If you'd like to know more, like to read more, like to dig a little deeper into who I am, I have a new book out on Zen and the Magician's Hand, basically a way to prepare for the stage. Different meditation techniques, different practice techniques for speakers, coaches, performance artists. It's a way of preparing yourself before getting in front of those people. And some practical workshops that go along with that. And then I have the other book, of course, that I wrote years ago, Across the Table, which is stories from the road, some interesting people that I met, some interesting places I got to visit, the adventure in my life. Check out the website for all those things, themagicartist.com, under the books section, under the books and ebooks. Thanks for listening. I'm around. I'm easily found. I've got the YouTube thing going on, a little bit of social media that happens now and again. And I'm going to strive to keep doing this weekly. If you have any questions, if there's any topics you'd like for me to cover, post them in the comments. I'm always loving to hear those things. Happy to answer your questions. Been doing this for a long time. I've got an opinion or two. All right, till next time, keep telling your story. Honor the audience in front of you. And I hope there's love right where you are.
I may not know exactly where this road is taking me, but I know I'm exactly right where I'm supposed to be. The journey is long, full of joy and pain, but as long as you're smiling, I'll stand in the rain. I have nothing left to give other than love. And the funny thing about it is, love is everything. I hope there is love where you are. I hope there is love where you are. I may be a liar for the tricks, but if you open up your eyes, you would see nothing but the truth behind all of my lies. I broke every rule and I rolled every boulder. I carried the weight part about it is love is everything. I hope there is love where you are. 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 Anyone can wave a wand and make the heartache disappear, then call it art. But without heart, you've got nothing but illusion. Anyone can wave a wand and make all their heartache disappear and call it art. But without heart, you've got nothing but illusion. I hope there is love where you are. I hope